Nowadays, it has become fashionable to discuss about strategic thinking and strategic leadership as some kind of a process or a method. Unfortunately, not everyone can be a strategic leader. It comes naturally to very few people in this world. Becoming a strategic leader requires one to have a keen eye and attention to what people don't see, to be able to observe not just the company but also the human behavior, almost like a psychiatrist. It requires one to know competition, the enemy, their thinking better than anything, almost like a military general. It requires planning unique and surprising plan of actions, mitigating risks. This comes naturally to those who have faced their own challenges, adversaries, failures, trauma, tragedies in life. In military all over the world, people who have seen failures are hired specifically for these type of jobs because nothing teaches better than a failure. But it is unfortunate in the business world, our resumes only talk about key accomplishments and not about failures. Companies who do not have such type of people are the ones who lose out from achieving larger vision. Some of the best companies in the world have had CEOs who were military generals, military veterans with strategic mindset. They had people who had failures in their resumes. Those who do not have enough experience in strategy should learn and imbibe from able mentors. The person who comes under this category is self absorbed and observing from life and beyond. Sometimes management or leadership should go in search of these people. They will not come and ask you for a job. A large percentage of introverts by nature, less on words but high on plan. Not necessarily social but have a charm to influence people, attract their attention. Prefer to be on their own. These are rare type of people who see the formulation of strategies as an important aspect of successful business and spend time observing, learning and course correcting methods, process and systems, and also look for building strategies which would work best for the company, beat the competition and have significant impact in market and business. They know how to develop strategies, when to implement them or strike them to surprise the competition. This category of leaders can also make an impact in military and politics. They not only know how to strategize, but also know who's who of business, their strengths and weakness, their enemies, and most likely that what their enemies or competition are plotting, what is cooking behind the scenes. They'll be the first one to raise their hand if the corporate team decides for a restructuring, scaling of business, beating the competition, diversification of the business, change management. They are good with strategic thinking, which not just involves system and process, but going out of the box and creating differentiations and disruptions in business. Converting vision and mission of a company to a formulated strategy is not easy job. It is the hardest part on the earth. Even if we had winning strategy, we could fail in execution, as every company comes with its own legacy and history of performance, which is dictated by people in it. Their performance, their capabilities also translate into their product and service, which creates a perception in people, which also defines the brand value of the company. How people perceive a brand is determined by how good your strategy is and how good is your execution of the strategy. Generally, the strategy should cover the four pillars of business: the business operations, research and development, sales and marketing, finance, and marry them together effectively. Why do companies bring strategic leaders? When to bring strategic leader? Companies do this when they realize that the competition is beating them fair and square and when there is a disruption in the market. But according to me, it is a costly mistake to hire someone from outside because of his proven experience and expect him to change the scenario overnight. It is always advisable to nurture people with those talent, mentor them and have them in your company from the very beginning instead of getting them at the last minute from outside. So, what are the qualities expected of a strategic leader? Some of the best known strategies from history have mastered the art of silence. They are the masters of observation, listening, and measured speaking, which is so elementary and yet difficult, and very few people having those qualities in them. Unless a strategic leader learns, chances are that they will fail in execution. Generally, the best strategies come from introversion group and not from the extroversion group. Strategies are not discussed out loud and shared with people. It is silently implemented. The second quality is the visualization. Apart from hearing, speaking, and observing, the other important qualities is the ability of the leader to visualize how an organization works like a well-oiled machine, where different aspects of machine should perform to their fullest capacity to deliver the outcome. Strategies in silos will never work. As companies become bigger and bigger, implementing strategies become tougher and tougher, as there will be tendency of people to work in silos, focused on their own goals and vision, which will not marry with the company's vision. Hence, a strategist should be able to observe the missing link, understand how a perfect strategy would look like, almost like a perfect goal scored in a football match, with each of the member of the team on the field doing their task as per the plan and surprising their competitors. A strategic leader should be a seeker of knowledge, knowledge which others won't seek. They may not conform to any specific identity. A strategic leader would learn something on quantum physics, even if it has no use to them. They may learn baking and cooking, even if it has no use to their career, and yet learn those finite, deeper insights on everything around them and use them to their strategies without bothering about which school of thought it belongs to. And all of the learning and seeking is a foundation to building the strategies that will help the company and the team to win over competition. A strategic leader should never identify with any specific school of learning and yet appreciate and adapt the knowledge and learn to implement the strategies. They should be able to adapt and change to situations. This one quality is rare, and rarely we find management of companies investing their time to hire a strategic thinking leader. They make a costly mistake of pulling off any leader and give them a designation of strategic leader and ask them to implement strategies. That's why majority of the companies fail in implementing strategies. They do not realize that strategies are not done by someone who is sitting inside the company, working inside the business, but by someone who has bird's eye view of the entire business from outside and also inside out, almost like a satellite watching over the company, and of course with all the qualities discussed before. To summarize what I discussed in this video, if you are aspiring to be a strategic leader someday and you believe that you have qualities to learn, change, and adapt, and most importantly, solve business problems, or in other words, human problems, you may have to educate more, broaden your horizons, and be curious about everything and anything around you, having a sound sense of observation and visualization of the problems. By connecting the dots to find your answers, most importantly, deeper answers. If you believe you have those qualities, why don't you start now? Expand your learning to history, science, music, arts, engineering, finance, bringing the best of every discipline to your decision making